Actually did my brows with this. This is the new CoverGirl Easy Breezy Brow. It's their pin, but I didn't like it. I actually contemplated taking off my brows, but it's late, so just don't look at them. I just sketched a little bit here. I just feel like it was so hard to work with that my brows look drawn on. The line under here looks too harsh. And also you can see that with each stroke, it's very patchy. It's just, yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. Not my fave. I also do not like this type of spoolie for my brows. It was just, it was rough. It was rough. Also, in about 15 minutes or less, Ben's editing it right now, I actually tried this and I compared it to this. This was 60. This is 10. I'm about to post that. I'm going to teach y'all the simplest way to do a simple spicy eye. So it's going to have some spice, but it's still very, very, very simple. So simple. If you want to just be a little extra spicy going out to dinner, this is going to be the eye for you. Jean, did we need the snorting? Okay, so I just grabbed my brush here, and of course this is the final product, and I was like, oh my god, no, and then I remembered I could show them now. Okay, get ready. This is so easy. The first thing you're going to do is grab the bronzer that you're going to be using. Also, if this is one of the things that's still going to be in the Sephora sale for me, the Gucci bronzer. Get this in the Sephora sale. If you didn't get it last year, get it this year. So I have my Rose and Ben Beauty E28, that bronzer towards the ceiling, and then let's start to press this into the crease. This is really going to tie everything in beautifully. So let's go ahead and press it over this way. Just kind of go around this way. And then to make things easier, because if we put eyeshadow bronzer, if we put it over here, it's actually going to make it to where if we do any mess-ups with our wing later, you're not going to be able to see it. So I am going to finish my face, but I am going to have to hop off in between to go pick up my groceries. I totally forgot about them. It's been a wild, it's been a wild weekend. You're going to need a color similar to this. Most of us have this kind of chocolatey brownie shade. This is Makeup Geek Give Me the Dirt. So we're going to grab our E28. I smile every time I say that. I'm sorry. I won't get over it for a while. But we're going to grab it just on the side. We're going to start and pressing it here. Just kind of deepen that up a little bit. And then once you have it placed, I'm setting down my palette. I don't know why I insist on holding them the entire time. We're going to grab Sheila, wipe off the brush. You don't have to do it aggressively, but I don't know, it felt right. And I'm going to shut my eye and just kind of start tapping that. Notice that I'm using the side of my brush. This brush was actually designed specifically for tapping. And then just start to kind of transition into the bronzer nice and smooth. So this is when we're going to grab a champagne, kind of like a champagne-y gold. This one's from Makeup Geek as well. And from here, just kind of throw this on with your finger, right? Oh, dang. I forget how good Makeup Geek is. Y'all, we are sleeping on Makeup Geek. So now I'm grabbing the E28 in the same shade, and we'll just kind of push it through here. Maybe just tap all the edges. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then what I like to do is ever so lightly feather it over this way. We don't want it to just kind of stop and be a line. Even that right there is a little bit too harsh for me. So let's tap it. And even if we wipe our brush off, that way we don't deposit too much color over there. And when I say feather, I'm just kind of lightly just kind of tapping and bringing it over this way. Now we're going to grab this pencil liner from Mario, and all I'm doing is just kind of running it through my lash line. Just make sure you're really wiggling it into the lashes. Then we're going to flip it over to the brush side and just kind of smoke that out. Just kind of connect it over here as well. I'm trying to do this in real time for y'all. And then if you want to add a little bit of lift to the eye, kind of take a little bit more. Okay, we're not going to extend it with that. That could be too much pigment and that can get out of control. But if you'll just relax your eye and just add a little bit of a flick and kind of pull that liner this way, It's just gonna add a little bit of lift to the eye. Doesn't have to look perfect. This is a very kind of smudgy look. All right, so I have some lashes drying here. With this look, you could just load up some mascara and go, but I feel like lashes just kind of complete it. So now we're moving on to foundation. I tried this foundation a couple weeks ago and I've fallen in love. I've fallen in love. This is definitely going to be mentioned in my Sephora recommendations for the Sephora sale. This is the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better foundation. So we'll work this in with our Anissa Beauty Pinnacle foundation brush. I've been loving this one because it actually reminds me of the Makeup Forever reboot, but I just feel like it's a step above it. I feel like it just makes my skin look so even, yet it feels like nothing. It feels like I'm honestly putting on a skin serum. Oh, and by the way, I didn't do any primer. I'm about to wash my face. I'm just doing a tutorial for y'all. Now we can finally talk about it. So this is the Rose & Ben Beauty C31, and I want you to notice this foundation I still have here on the back of my hand. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab about that much, do a quick dot there. I'm going to take this brush and I'm going to take it through here. And I've gotten a lot of new supporters recently, so hello. But one of the things I like to do is I picked up a little bit more of that foundation and I'm going to take it. I'm going to press it very close underneath the brow first. Now I'm taking such a tiny amount. It's not going to cover the eyeshadow, but what it's going to do, it's just going to make everything seamless and melted together. So I like to take that all the way across here, even under here. And in case you don't like that really extreme fine look, kind of just press it right there as well. It just melts everything together, but honestly this brush is perfect for this. Our House of Lashes Patrick Ta It's a Look, and I always do mascara before, and then while the lash is drying I'll kind of pinch it. If you don't have these bird talons that I have, you can always use, I use the back of the tweezers. Now I don't want to use this because I don't trust myself. Let's not bring tweezers near our eye. If you feel like you can, go ahead and do it, but what I'll do is I'll kind of push them up this way and then I'll push them down into the lash line and really push them down. And you want to do this before they dry. Trying out a new concealer. I love Catrice. I love Catrice. This is their True Skin High Coverage Concealer. I'm using the shade 010 Cool Cashmere. It looks pretty neutral. I don't know, I like the color. If I need to kind of peach it up a little bit more, I can always add a little bit of peach corrector, but I mean, this feels good. Anissa Beauty Angle Concealer Brush. Let's start to work this in. This is a it says it's high cover concealer, but it has hyaluronic acid in it, and it's apparently supposed to be waterproof. I like the coverage. Ooh, it's nice and brightening. Let me look at it over here. It might be a little too light. I have another shade here. It's called Cool Rose, but it looks a little too yellow. Let me put it here. It doesn't have enough pink in it, so that's why I went with this one, but this one feels a little too light. There wasn't one that was in my shade range, around this shade range, and then had the pinky peach that I like, but I mean, that looks good. I'm pretty sure with powder we're gonna be good to go. So I know that y'all like to see concealers and foundations melt in, so you guys can watch this melty. It does look really beautiful. Just looks a hair too light, but again, we'll fix it with powder. It does blend in very nice. So now, to kind of balance out how light this is, I'm gonna grab this powder here. This one's a little bit darker, so my pink powder would have been too light for this, so I'm gonna grab my She Glam Powder Duo in the shade Bisque. Perfection. See that difference? Do you see that? I know you see it. Stop acting like you don't see it. Just want to state that I'm only going to set through the center of my face because we're about to add some cream bronzer and a liquid blush. I'm going to grab this Rose & Ben Beauty C41 and I'm going to grab a cream bronzer. You can use this one with cream and powder, and I'm just kind of going to push it in there a couple times, quite a bit of times, because this bronzer, it's not overly pigmented. So see that? So I like it that way. That's not a bad thing. I really don't like my bronzers to be aggressive. I like to be able to build products. And I'm just going to press this. I know that with brushes, we automatically want to go back and forth, but if you press, you're actually going to get a smoother blend and you're going to get more pigment out of your product. That's spicy. This brush is spicy. I feel like the vintage YouTube vibes, they kind of taught us that if our product just doesn't go on like insanely pigmented the first time that we put it on our face, that it's not good. But to me, having the ability to build something up is so much better. We have so much more control. I feel even where I'm at in my skill level, that going overboard, it's frustrating. I'm just like, dagnabbit, now I've got to fix all of this. So don't look at products, even eyeshadows, don't look at them like, oh, this is not pigmented, it's not good. Be happy that it's buildable. And then we're going to grab this She Glam. This is the Color Bloom Liquid Blush. These are so pretty, okay? So pretty. We're just going to apply some here and here. Ooh, this color is so pretty. I love it. Okay, so this is the shade Love Cake, okay? And then we're going to grab our C41. It's still blowing my mind that I could talk about these brushes. But look how pretty. They just melt right in. I love it. I love this brush and I love this blush. So we're going to use this shade here from Shiseido as our inner corner. I want to do a dedicated video to this color. So that means if you are watching this, this is why my story fam needs to always pay attention. Go get this before it goes viral. I'm not sure, but I think it might still be on sale at Macy's. I'm going to find y'all a link, okay? This is for my story fam. Oh, and I'm using the Rose & Ben Beauty E27. So we're just going to kind of keep building this up. I feel like it's so bright, but there's almost no color. So it always just looks like it's wet. It doesn't look like I've just put on a bunch of shadow. Also, always reflects from every single angle. I'm telling you, this one right here, if it doesn't go viral, I don't know. To be fair, I completely forgot that I use this bronzer. This is what happens when you release a brand, schedule groceries, and it's your birthday. So, I'm sorry. But I do like that Say bronzer. But what we can do to kind of tie everything together is we'll just add a little bit extra of this in just a second with our brush. So right now I'm just tapping that bronzer underneath here. Very simple. That'll do it. Now I'm just going to go ahead and grab the same brush. And again, this is the C40. I'm just grabbing the Gucci bronzer. That's going to be too much. Just tap a little bit on the back of my hand. I feel like when we tap things, it takes away too much of the product. So just a quick tap on the back of your hand. That's going to be plenty. Oh, and I meant to tell all of you that Dougie, I don't know if y'all remember, but Dougie had bronchitis last week and he was on all of his medicine. Well, he finished his antibiotics and it came back. And I've taken him to the vet twice. He's getting better again, so they're monitoring it. But yeah, that happened on top of the launch, the birthdays, everything. So it's been spicy around here. I want to take down a little bit of the shine here. I'm going to grab this one right here. I lost this and then I found it. It's the Catrice Prime and Fine Mattifying Powder. This is also waterproof and it's also translucent. So we'll just kind of press this in. I do love this powder so much. Then we'll press some here. Lightly go around here. I kind of avoid this area. I don't mind that because that's a natural highlight. Y'all hear how Texan natural? Woo! Sometimes it pokes this little head out. That's really pretty. I love this powder. Super affordable too. So I wanted to do like a 90s maroon lip. And of course, the one I picked is from ColourPop. We'll grab a lip liner in a second. For right now, we'll just kind of do a rough draft here. The name of this is, get this, Scrunchy. And then I'm going to kind of even out the edges and push that lipstick towards the edge of my lip with this lip pencil. It's actually brown. Now it's going to look a little spooky for a second. But I mean, I kind of like it. But I am gonna blend it. I'm gonna grab a lip brush and kind of melt it together. Lipstick on my teeth, always. Now to blend it, just add a little bit more of the lip cream. I'm gonna grab this MAC lip brush. And then I'm just gonna push that over the lip line. We're still gonna have that definition. We're gonna clean that up. I have a brush for that. I'm gonna grab my NARS concealer. I love this concealer because it's not too wet. It's stiff is a good word. It's very stiff. So I'm gonna take that, and of course I'm using my Rose & Vin Beauty C30. And what you're seeing me do is I do one tap there, because if we do too much around the lips, we could have a white line. I also want you to notice with each kind of stroke that I do here, I wipe my brush, and I'm also continuing to kind of keep that nice and flat, picking up more concealer, again with a quick tap. Remember, each time, wipe it off. I'm always here to help, and sometimes concealer, it can still be intimidating. So if you really want a really clean way to clean up your lip, grab your powder foundation, okay? Grab that. Has to be your exact shade, and then you can go around. Now, I do get a little bit cleaner look with the other one, with the actual pot concealer. But if you're afraid of having a white line, use powder foundation. I know I went overboard with the lips, but you could just do a nude lip and you'd be out the door. This is the easiest spicy eye that I can think of. If you want spice, this is it. Simple spice.